Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to tell you about a new temporary skill shortage, TSS, visa. In this video, we'll be covering everything you need to know about this visa, including its purpose, eligibility criteria, and application process. So, let's get started. What is the TSS visa? The TSS visa is a temporary work visa that allows employers to sponsor skilled overseas workers to fill positions that cannot be filled by Australian workers. It was introduced in 2018 and replaced the subclass 457 visa. The visa has two streams, the short-term stream and the medium-term stream. Eligibility criteria and the application process. The temporary skill shortage (TSS) visa, subclass 482, is a temporary visa that allows skilled workers to come to Australia and work for up to 4 years. The visa has three streams, one of which is the short-term stream. The short-term stream is designed for employers who need to fill a skilled position that cannot be filled by an Australian worker. The visa is valid for up to 2 years, or up to 4 years in certain circumstances. To be eligible for the short-term stream of the TSS visa, the applicant must have a sponsor who is an approved business in Australia, an occupation that is on the short-term skilled occupation list, SOL, at least 2 years of work experience in the nominated occupation or a related field. The required skills and qualifications for the nominated occupation. English language proficiency at the required level. The short-term stream of the TSS visa allows the visa holder to work in Australia for the sponsoring employer in the nominated occupation. The visa holder can also bring eligible family members to Australia on the visa. It is important to note that the TSS visa has strict eligibility requirements and application processes, and applicants must meet all the criteria to be considered for the visa. It is recommended that applicants seek professional advice before applying for the TSS visa. The temporary skill shortage visa, subclass 482, is a type of visa that allows skilled workers to come to Australia to work for an approved business. There are three streams under the subclass 482 visa, including the medium-term stream. The medium-term stream is designed for skilled workers who are sponsored by an approved employer to work in Australia for up to 4 years. This stream is suitable for workers who are needed for longer-term positions that require more advanced skills, experience, and qualifications. To be eligible for the medium-term stream, you must meet the following requirements. You must have an approved sponsor in Australia. You must have a relevant occupation listed on the Medium and Long-Term Strategic Skills List, MLTSSL. You must have the required skills, qualifications, and experience for the nominated occupation. You must meet the English language proficiency requirements. You must meet the health and character requirements. If you meet these requirements, you can apply for the temporary skill shortage visa, subclass 482, under the medium-term stream. The visa application process involves several stages, including sponsorship, nomination, and visa application. It is important to note that there are also additional requirements for your sponsor and nominator to meet before you can be granted a visa. Once granted, the medium-term stream subclass 482 visa allows you to work for your sponsor in Australia for up to 4 years. You can also bring eligible family members with you to Australia, and they can work and study while you work for your sponsor. The temporary skill shortage visa, subclass 482, is a visa for skilled workers who are nominated by an approved employer to work in Australia temporarily. The labor agreement stream is a pathway within this visa that allows employers to sponsor skilled workers for a specific occupation that is not listed on the standard occupation list. Under the labor agreement stream, the employer and the Australian government negotiate an agreement that allows the employer to sponsor workers for specific occupations that are not available on the standard occupation list. The employer must provide evidence that they cannot find an Australian worker to fill the position, and they must also demonstrate that they will offer terms and conditions of employment that are comparable to those offered to Australian workers. To be eligible for the temporary skill shortage visa under the labor agreement stream, the worker must be nominated by an employer who has a valid labor agreement in place with the Australian government, have the necessary skills and qualifications to perform the nominated occupation, meet English language requirements, meet health and character requirements, meet any other requirements specified in the labor agreement, The visa can be granted for up to 4 years, and the worker can bring eligible family members with them to Australia. The worker can also apply for permanent residency through the Employer Nomination Scheme, Subclass 186, or the Regional Sponsored Migration Scheme, Subclass 187, if they meet the eligibility criteria. A subsequent entrant is a family member of the primary applicant who is included in their temporary skills shortage, TSS, visa application as a dependent. This means that they can come to Australia with the primary applicant and stay for the same period of time as the primary applicant's visa. The definition of family members who can be included as subsequent entrants varies depending on the stream of the TSS visa. In the short-term stream, subsequent entrants can include the primary applicant's spouse or de facto partner and dependent children. In the medium-term stream, subsequent entrants can include the primary applicant's spouse or de facto partner, dependent children, and other dependent relatives. To include a subsequent entrant in a TSS visa application, the primary applicant must meet certain requirements, including having enough funds to support their dependents and providing evidence of their relationship with the dependents. The subsequent entrant must also meet certain requirements, such as health and character requirements, and may need to provide additional documents depending on their relationship to the primary applicant. Overall, including subsequent entrants in a TSS visa application can provide an opportunity for families to stay together in Australia while the primary applicant is working, but it's important to carefully consider the requirements and obligations involved before applying. Conclusion. In conclusion, the TSS visa is a useful option for employers who need to fill skilled positions with overseas workers for a temporary period. However, it's important to carefully consider the requirements and obligations involved before applying. We hope this video has been helpful in explaining the TSS visa and its application process. Thank you for watching.